Well, friends, we've got some interesting folks in this country representing us. Yeah, they vote against what really is good for their state back in Washington. What's new about that, you're going to say? Well, they got a new deal here that doesn't even begin to make sense. I want to talk about that on the Steckline Report, along with, remember me talking about the World Health Organization telling us that meat causes cancer? Stand by.
Every father would like to have their son farm with them and grandson and continue to farm. It's kind of a legacy, I guess. And then my dad was a farmer, and then, of course, then I am and my son. So actually, Jackson, would be the fifth generation from my grandfather. It's going to be key for us to have American Ag Credit. It's a long-term partnership with them, is what it is.
Well, folks, just a week or so ago, we found out that recent findings by an international panel for the World Health Organization found that eating processed meat increases the risk of cancer. And friends, they want it labeled that way, the World Trade Organization, that is, I guess, but you have to read between the lines to make sure that's what they want. Now, will states, will the meat industry, will anybody follow suit? One state may have to. California, look out. Proposition 65 requires warnings about products that contain substances known to cause cancer. The California's Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment, that's the agency that controls Proposition 65 and enforces all the laws there. They say they rely heavily on the World Health Organization's international agency, and they go by them for major guidance on what to list and label as carcinogenic. In California, the body's research is considered as authoritative as that of EPA or the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Put that on equal. So will the meat in the counters of the stores in California have big old labels that says, warning, this steak could cause cancer? What do you think that will do to this big industry of ours? When really, we don't have any facts to prove that it's true. Let's go back to the World Trade Organization and see what they say. Listen to this. Based on hundreds of studies, the international panel added bacon, sausage, ham, hot dogs, and other processed meats to its list of Group 1 carcinogens, which include, listen to this, tobacco and asbestos. However, the panel emphasized that the classification of processed meats in that category did not mean the danger was equal to those substances. Well, what did it mean? Why don't you explain it then, you high-dollar folks? In any event, the panel also classified red meat as probable carcinogenic. And the panel cautioned that the cancer risk from meat consumption was relatively low compared with smoking, excessive drinking, and acknowledged that meat has known health benefits. They stated that. But is anybody talking about that? Oh no. The only thing the news media wants to talk about, and I've been in it 50-some years, I understand why. The things that raise the eyebrows of people in this country is what you want to broadcast. Just listen to those folks running for president. In any event, I'm not going to get into that crazy thing, but I got to tell you folks, we're going to be watching California with bated breath to see what happens with meat and its labeling. Oh, by the way, talk about a disappointment. National Corn Growers released a big old letter saying they were really deep disappointed that members of Congress from corn-producing states have asked EPA to reduce the volume of ethanol in the nation's fuel supply. That's right, in a letter to the EPA administrator, House members asked him to reduce the amount of biofuels blended into the nation's fuel supply. I understand there's a lot of people for that, but I can't understand that a guy from Illinois, Robert Dole, would be for that. Illinois, where they raise corn like you can't believe. In Kentucky, well, I can understand that one. Ohio, 3 of them. Texas, 30 of them. Kansas, 1 of them. Mike Pompeo, disappointed in you, old buddy. You have no idea how much corn adds to the general economy of your state. See you on the next Steckline Report.